Alright, time to play the new Starfox. Oh, yes, what happened to your face? Why do you look like that? You were not this hot in the movie. This is not my childhood. Neither is this, but I guess I'll have to do. Starfox has finally returned from the dead. Alongside Metroid, Pikmin, and Donkey Kong, the Nintendo Switch family of systems had breathed life into so many dormant series. Please, please, Nintendo, give me a new Kid Icarus game. I'll do anything. So, to celebrate the grand return of Starfox 64 for the third time, let's take a look at the original so we can appreciate how far we've come. If you enjoyed this video, please like, hype, subscribe, and comment below your favorite Starfox level and why. This video was made with help from Starfox Wiki, Strategy Wiki, and more. Starfox 2026 footage owned by Nintendo, links to everything in the description. Our story begins in deep space. A brilliant scientist named Andros was exiled to the planet Venom after causing great harm to the planet Corneria. 5 years later, strange activity emanated from the barren planet. General Pepper sent a team of 3 known as Starfox, led by James McCloud, alongside Peppy Hare and Pigma Dengar to investigate. Pigma, in his greed, betrayed his team, presumably killing James, with Peppy barely making it out alive. A few years later, Andros declared war on the entire Lilac system. General Pepper of the Cornerian Army hired the new Starfox team, featuring ace pilot Falco Lombardi, brilliant mechanic Slippy Toad, grand strategist Peppy Hare, and their leader and playable character Fox McCloud. Together, they will save the Lilac system from Andros once and for all. Let's get into that gameplay. Starfox 64 is a rail shooter, meaning you will always be moving forward, shooting down enemies that pass you by. Once you arrive in Corneria, you'll realize the controls are inverted? Okay, honest question, please tell me, who likes inverted controls? Thankfully, on the Nintendo Switch version at least, you can go into the controller settings to fix this issue. Up you go up, down you go down, end of story. I'll also be describing the controls with the Switch 2 Pro controller in mind. I sadly don't own an N64 Switch 2 controller. Move around with the left control stick. You can boost with left on the right stick or Y button, and brake using down on the right stick or X button. Tilting to the left and right using ZL and R can be useful to dodge complex obstacles. Click them twice quickly to
do a barrel roll,
a move that can reflect lasers. Pressing down boost or up boost if you fix the controls. At the same time, you will activate a somersault. Just make sure your boost gauge shown here is all blue. So many times I feel like the game won't read my inputs, but it's because I boosted before trying. At the beginning or end of some missions, you can enter
all range mode.
Here you have free range of movement across a huge battlefield and gain the ability to make a U-turn by pressing down or up and brake at the same time. A necessary technique when
Can't let you do that, Starfox. Andros has ordered us to take you down.
We just paid a lot of cash for this. Andros' enemy is my enemy. Just what I need to see. Star Wolf.
Star Wolf battles are some of my favorite fights in the game. The classic dogfights with each member of Star Wolf picking a member of Star Fox to chase down. Doing these fights without your team is brutal. During one of the final battles, I went from 9 lives down to 0, all because most of Star Wolf was focusing on me. If I want to fight back, we gotta learn about our weapons. Your primary attack is the lasers. By default, it's pitiful. Able to take out small fry, but does incredibly low damage against bosses and bigger enemies. But you can charge to lock on and fire an attack that explodes out slightly. If you collect the laser upgrade, they will become twin lasers, increasing in power and making it easier to hit enemies. If you collect a second one with twin lasers already equipped, they become hyper lasers. Now these are powerful, able to shred bosses to pieces. Your secondary weapon are smart bombs.
Use bombs wisely!
True that, Peppy. You can hold up to 9 of these at once, press B to fire them, and press B a second time to have them explode. If you don't press B a second time or don't hit anything, they will just not work. They deal great damage, but can be tricky to use. I often forget to press B a second time. Wings. You know what? I'm trying to call them hoops. These hoops come in 3 varieties. Silver hoops will heal your ship. Gold hoops will heal by a greater amount. And if you collect 3, it will expand your health bar for the rest of the level. Collect 3 more after that, and you'll gain an extra life. They will also remain between levels, so if you have 2 gold hoops by the end of level 1, you'll have 2 gold hoops in the next level. Lastly, the rare star hoop will heal the most amount of HP possible. When you have taken a drastic amount of damage from crashing into enemies or obstacles, your wings will have a chance to break, making it much harder to control your R-Wing by drifting either left or right depending on which wing is broken, and resetting your lasers back to default. Only while in this state you can find wing repairs that will instantly repair both your wings, but you're still going to need to find more laser upgrades. All of these items can be found when breaking rocks, objects, or enemies into pieces, or when Rob 64 sends in a supply container. Keep an eye and ear out for this effect, press right on the right stick to try and grab it. This game is structured similar to an arcade game. Each one of the game contains 7 levels. The first will always be Canaria, and the last will always be one of 2 versions of Venom. In the middle are several planets and sectors you can travel to. Almost every level has at least 2 missions. A mission complete is given by taking the path of least resistance, the one most players will achieve on their first playthroughs, by simply reaching the end of the stage without fulfilling any special requirements. Mission Accomplished is when you fulfill a special task in a stage, taking you to a more difficult level. These tasks are different depending on the stage, and some of them don't even have any to do. You could do some fancy flying in Cornelia, defeat 100 enemies in Sector Y, or even defeat this boss before Slippy gets to be Slippy. Guess we're going to Titania to save him. This level introduces us to the Landmaster, controlled by Fox and only Fox. I will never understand why they gave Falco and Wolf Landmasters for their final smash. Fox should have gotten the Landmaster. Falco should have gotten the Team Starfox final smash because he says,
"Personally, I prefer the air."
And then Wolf and Smash Ultimate at least should have gotten the Team Star Wolf final smash using the Hunter mode. Why did they not do this? Wait, what was I talking about? Oh right, the Landmaster. It's a tank that's thankfully always on rails, so you never have to worry about tank controls. But with how bumpy the terrain is, and with how the reticle works, it's still tricky to get a hang of how to aim properly. You can also boost and brake just like an R-Wing, with the Landmaster equipped with jet boosters. By pressing R and Z together, you can hover in the air, press RZ twice to perform a barrel roll. There are only 2 Landmaster levels, Titania and the iconic Macbeth. Both are a lot of fun in their own ways. Heading towards Aquas, a planet only available by achieving a mission accomplished on Sector Y, you are deployed the Blue Marine. This controls similar to an R-Wing, but instead of having charge shots, you can fire infinite torpedoes that are similar to bombs but will also brighten up the area. While on our journey, each of your co-pilots will help you out or get in your way on each level. Falco will open up hidden routes for harder levels. In Cornelia, for example, fly down here, Falco will complement your flying skills and take charge through this waterfall to a secret boss. Slippy will analyze the enemy shield, showing you how much health a boss has. Very useful on first-time playthroughs. Peppy will give the players tips and reminders of different controls, like his iconic
Do a barrel roll!
If that voice sounds familiar, he is voiced by the late great Rick May. who also voiced Soldier TF2. But yeah, voice acting! In a Nintendo 64 game back in 1997, this is one of Star Fox's main claims to fame. So many iconic lines and memes originate here.
Never give up! Trust your instincts! Hey, Einstein, I'm on your side! Ah! What the heck?
And it's well acted too. Normally games around this time and in the early 2000s, voice acting can be...
Watch out! You're gonna crash! Ah!
dated. But I don't have a problem with anything here, especially the music. This game has several banger songs to listen to. Lastly, let's go over completion. By defeating enough enemies, reaching a specific number of hits, and having all 3 co-pilots alive at the end of the stage, you will receive a medal. As I was collecting footage of me medaling Cornelia, I learned that defeating multiple enemies at once will give you an extra hit, and the boss counts as 11 hits, 1 for the boss itself, and 10 for defeating the boss. Once you obtain a medal on each level, you will unlock Expert Mode, which gives Fox some nice sunglasses, along with making the game much more difficult. For getting a medal on Venom, depending on the mode, you will unlock the Landmaster or On Foot mode for multiplayer. I have zero experience with the multiplayer. There are 3 modes: Point Match, first player to get a set total amount of points wins, Battle Royale, last player standing wins, and Time Trial, same as Points Match but with a time limit. So that's Star Fox 64. While I did beat the game, I'm not going to show the final boss, so I won't spoil Star Fox 2026. This game, despite being 29 years old, is still an incredible experience from start to finish. Addicting gameplay, brilliant for the time presentation, and incredibly well written dialogue. We may have seen this story 4 times now, but it's still fun to experience again and again. S-Rank! I hope you enjoyed my video. Please subscribe, like, and comment down below your favorite Star Fox level, along with how I can improve. Good luck, and I'll see you guys next game! Bye-bye! So did anyone else think he said gridlock at the start of a level?
Good luck.